Today we are going to start with a very new topic and one of the most important civilization of the world. Indus Valley civilization is the oldest civilization of the world. Let us know about it much in detail. We have already discussed about the beginning and details about the Indus Valley civilization. Today, in this video, we are going to focus on the society, dress, ornament, trade, seals, and the cultures of the Indus Valley civilization. Starting with the society, the Indus Valley civilization followed a caste system, but it was not rigid at this time as it was in the Vedic period. But we can say that in this period or civilization, the caste system started. This caste system was on the basis of various works. You cannot change or switch your class. You must do good to be reborn in the upper caste. This was the basic belief of the caste system. Archaeological records provide no immediate answers regarding a center of authority or depiction of people in the power in Harappan society. The extraordinary uniformity of the Harappan artifact is evident in pottery, seals, weights, and bricks with standardized sizes and weights suggesting some form of authority and governance. The first is that there was a single state encompassing all the communities of the civilization, given the similarity in artifacts, the evidence of planned settlements, the standardized ratio of brick sites, and the apparent establishment of settlements near sources of raw materials. The second theory persists that there was no single ruler, but a number of them representing each of the urban centers, including Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, and other communities. Finally, experts have theorized that the Indus Valley civilization had no rulers as we understand the concept of the rulers today, with everyone enjoying the life on their own. The next is trade. The civilization's economy appears to have depended significantly on trade, which was facilitated by major advances in transport technology. The Harappan civilization may have been the first to use wheeled transport in the form of bullock carts that are identical to those seen throughout South Asia today. It also appears they built boats and watercrafts, a claim supported by archaeological discoveries of a massive dredged canal and what is regarded as a docking facility at the coastal city of Lothal. They carried trade within and outside India. They traded with countries like Mesopotamia, Persia, and Afghanistan. There were proofs regarding this, and that's how we can confirm about the trade pattern of the Indus Valley civilization. These proofs are about discovery of Harappan seals in Mesopotamia and Mesopotamian seals in the Indus Valley cities. Variety of weights and measures were used. Trade was probably carried out by barter system. Trade focused on importing raw materials to be used in the Harappan city workshops, including minerals from Iran and Afghanistan, lead and copper from other parts of India, jade from China, and cedar wood floated down rivers from the Himalayas and the Kashmir. Other trade goods included terracotta pots, gold, silver, metals, beads, flints for making tools. There was an extensive maritime trade network operating between the Harappan and the Mesopotamian civilization. Harappan seals and jewelry have been found at archaeological sites in regions of Mesopotamia, which includes most of the modern-day Iraq, Kuwait, and other parts of the Syria. During 4300 to 3200 BCE of the Chalcolithic period, also known as the Copper Age, the Indus Valley civilization area shows ceramic similarities with southern Turkmenistan and northern Iran. During the early Harappan period, cultural similarities in pottery, seals, figurines, and ornaments document caravan to trade with Central Asia and the Iranian plateau. The occupation of the Indus Valley civilization people were basically of the two types: agriculture and domestication of animals. In agriculture, they used to cultivate a lot of pulses, grain for their survival, and they used to sell it for their monetary benefits. The second is about domestication of animals. By doing so, they sell the milk and other products of the animals to the community and earned money through it. There was also pottery and other bead making occupation done by them, but the majority of it was dependent on agriculture and domestication of animals, and these two occupations played a major role in their development and survival. The next important feature is of ornaments. Both men and women wore ornaments made up of gold, silver, copper, and other metals. Men wore necklaces, finger rings, and armlets of various designs and shapes. The women wore a headdress, earrings, bangles, girdles, bracelets, and anklets. Rich people wore expensive ornaments for sure to show their richness, which was made up of gold, while the poor had ornaments made up of shell, bone, or copper, which was easily available to them. From the sculptured figure, it can be seen that the dress of men and women consisted of two pieces of cloth, one resembling a dhoti, covering the lower part, and the other worn over the left shoulder and under the right arm. Men had long hair designed differently. Women wore a fan-shaped headdress covering their hair. The discovery of a large number of spindles showed that they knew weaving and spinning. Similarly, it was concluded by the discovery of needles and buttons that the people of this age knew the art of stitching as well. The dhotis were not that fancy, and women wore also skirts. The upper garment was a shawl worn around the shoulder. The lifestyle of the people was very different, and they were mainly occupied in their agriculture and domestication work. But when they were free, they had various amusements and recreation work to do. The Indus Valley people liked more of indoor games than outdoor amusements. They were fond of gambling and playing dice. Dancing and singing were considered great arts. Boys played with toys made up of terracotta while girls played with dolls. They spent their time dancing and singing a lot because they found it more amusing and appealing to them, and they enjoyed this process. They also played modern games like chess in a different way. Here you can see the picture of chess which was played by them at that time, and it was different than the modern day chess. Children played with various other toys as well, like sliding monkeys, buses, wheel cart, etc. The ladies of Mohenjo-daro were not lagging behind in styles as used by the ladies of the present day when it came to the use of cosmetics and the attainment of beauty. Materials made up of ivory and other metals for holding and applying cosmetics proved that they knew the use of face paint, bronze oval mirror, ivory combs of various shapes. Even small dressing tables have been found at Mohenjo-daro. Archaeological evidence from Indus Valley sites in present-day India and Pakistan suggests that a purely vegetarian meal will not provide a complete picture of what the Harappan people ate. To judge from the quantity of bones left behind, animal foods were consumed in abundance. Beef, buffalo, mutton, turtles, tortoise, gharials, and river and sea fish were also eaten by them. Apart from meat, the people of the Indus Valley civilization grew and ate a variety of cereals and pulses. There is archaeological evidence for cultivation of pea, chickpea, pigeon pea, horse gram, and green gram as well. Several varieties of wheat have been found at Harappan sites as well as barley of the 2-road and 6-road kinds. There is evidence that the Harappans cultivated Italian millet ragi, and amaranth, as well as sorghum and rice. Oilseeds such as sesame, linseed, and mustard were also grown by them. The National Museum in New Delhi has hosted the Indus Dining Experience, a food event based on the food pattern of the Indus Valley civilization. Barley was one of the major cereals of the community. Wheat was a staple food. Farmers also grew mustard, fruits, and vegetables. Milk, meat, fish, and egg were also part of their diet. Because of the domestication of animals, they used to sell it and consume it too. It included some spice as well. And spicy recipe has various forms of grinding stones have been found in these Indus Valley civilization sites too. Food in the Indus Valley civilization was made in the utensils, which included earthenware of various kinds and shapes. The excavations also include a number of vessels which are made up of copper, silver, and lead. Harappan religion remains a topic of speculations. It has been widely suggested that the Harappans worshipped a mother goddess who symbolized fertility. In contrast to the Egyptian and Mesopotamian civilization, the Indus Valley civilization seems to have lacked any temples or palaces that would give clear evidence of religious rites or specific deities. Some Indus Valley seals shows a swastik symbol which was included in later Indian religion, including Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Many Indus Valley seals also include the forms of animals, with some depicting them being carried in processions, while others showing creation, leading scholars to speculate about the role of animals in the Indus Valley civilization. One seal from Mohenjo-daro shows a half-human buffalo monster attacking a tiger. The peepal tree was worshipped and considered sacred. Discovery of numerous amulets to ward off evil spirits were also there. People of Indus believed in life after death, and therefore they buried various things like food, money, jewelry, clothes, and etc. with the people bodies so that they can use it in their afterlife journey, and they are not lacking any of those things. Therefore, it was found that people believed in the life after death philosophy, which was also prevalent in the early ages. Lastly, we will be talking about the seals of the Harappan civilization. Indus Valley civilization produced a lot of artifacts and art forms. Indus Valley art form emerged during the second half of the 3rd millennium BCE. Thousands of seals have been discovered by archaeologists from the Harappan sites. Most of the seals were made up of statite, which is a kind of a soft stone. A few of them were also made up of terracotta, gold, agate, chert, ivory, and faience. The standard Harappan seal was square in shape with a 2 by 2 dimension. It is believed that the seals were used for commercial purposes. A few seals were also carried as amulets, perhaps as a kind of identity card. All the seals have pictures of animals with something written in a pictographic script, which is yet to be deciphered. Chiefly, the animals represented are tigers, elephants, bull, bison, goats, and so on. Most of the seals have been written on both sides. The writings are in the Kharoshti style, which is written right to left. Some seals have mathematical images and must have been used for education purposes. The most famous seal is the Pashupati seal of Harappan civilization from Mohenjo-daro. It is a seal with a figure seated cross-legged in the center with animals around, an elephant and a tiger to the right of the figure, and rhino and buffalo to its left. This Pashupatinath seal is also considered to be a figure of Lord Shiva, who was worshipped during the Indus Valley civilization too. Till now, more than 2,000 seals have been found from various sites. They are generally small, flat, rectangular, or square in shape. They were mainly made of clay and copper. They are skillfully carved with figures of humans and animals, such as unicorn, the humped bull, the goat, the tiger, and the elephant. These seals were probably used by merchants and traders to stamp goods. Basically, the main purpose of seals was to represent the community during trade, and therefore it was widely used in trade and marked the civilization in the Indus. The Indus civilization was the most widespread of the three civilizations of the ancient world, which was the earliest along with the ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. Harappan and Mohenjo-daro were thought to be the two great cities of the Indus Valley civilization, emerging around 2600 BCE along the river Indus in the Sindh area and Punjab provinces of Pakistan. Their discovery and excavation in the 19th and the 20th centuries provided important archaeological data about ancient cultures. The Indus Valley civilization contained urban centers with well-conceived and organized infrastructure, architecture, and systems of governance. By 2600 BCE, the small early Harappan communities had become large urban centers. These cities include Harappa, Mohenjo-daro in modern-day Pakistan, and Dholavira, Kalibangan, Rakhigarki, Rupar, and Lothal in modern-day India. In total, more than 1,052 cities and settlements have been found, mainly in the general region of the Indus River and its tributary. The population of Indus Valley civilization have once been as large as 5 million. So students, today we have touched upon the basic culture of the Indus Valley civilization by talking about their society, food, culture, occupation, dress, ornaments, seals, and religion. I hope you understood the concept well, and thank you. We'll see you in the next class.